Image versus reality. An image. There's so many different types of images. When you think of a wedding, what do you think of? Think of marriage. When you think of marriage, what do you think of? A white gown, guys in tuxedos, a reception. Reality is many years of give and take. Not just pictures. Some days may be good, some days may not be so good, but you make it through each year because God has put you together. When you look at the flag on the platform up here, what do you think of? Those red and white stripes, those 50 stars, the field of blue. What do you think of? Do you think of freedom? Do you think it's a flag that's just a piece of decoration? Or do you see in reality there are lives that have been given that you may have the privilege of being here this morning? When you look at the window over here on the east, and you see Jesus holding that little lamb. The Bible says he leaves the 99 and he goes after the one that's lost. Does he go after sheep? Or does he go after people? Somehow I always look at that painting. And you see those two sheep down on the bottom? I think that's parents wondering if their children will ever serve God. Train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he grows old, he will not depart from it. And sometimes you wonder, I wonder if they'll ever get it. You look at that painting and you say, yeah. He has his hand upon them, and he brings them back. This picture here, what an image. The image of our theme of this year, behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hears my voice and opens the door, I will come into him and sup with him, and he with me. The reality is that you have to open the door. It's pretty, it's grand to look at a picture of Jesus standing looking at a door, but the reality is, have you allowed him into your life? Oh, there's all kinds of images. If someone tells you you're going to have surgery, and they tell you, well, we're going to give you a general anesthetic, well, you're going to think, well, I'm going to go for a sleep for a little while. I'll wake up in the recovery room. When a Dr. Lee A. Fleischer, a professor and chair of anesthesiology and critical care of medicine at the University of Pennsylvania, said 2% of the people wake up. The reality is you go thinking you're going to sleep through the whole thing, but if you're one of the 2%, your image is going to be a whole lot different next time. There's a woman down in Mexico this past week that is claimed that she was going to have 9 children because she went to a fertility clinic. Automatically, everyone went and they scoured their minds and thought, well, that dumb lady. Really, they were dumb. They wrote articles about it and they talked about it on television shows until somebody went to check it out. The reality was she had 3 children. She was unable to have any more, and she wasn't going to have any at all. But yet in their minds, they have an image. When they look at First Baptist Church, they wonder, what is that image? Do you guys know why you're sitting in pews? Did it ever dawn on you that you can go all the way through Independence, but only in churches and in courthouses where you see pews? It became a fad, the 1500s. Matter of fact, some of them were locked boxes and you had to pay for them. The poor people weren't able to come to church. Only the ones with the money, they could buy the pew. Isn't that something? And if you wasn't going to come to church, they even had locks on your pews so nobody could use them. The image of what is our church? Well, would you like it to be open-minded? Would you like to be known as First Baptist Church, the church of open-mindedness, where we'll accept anything, we're tolerant about everything, we're unbiased, and above all, we're understanding? You're going to get a lot of people liking First Baptist Church because you're open-minded. Now, you could be narrow-minded, and they could call you bigoted, conservative, opinionated, and intolerant. Now, let me ask you a question. If you went and you took $500 to the bank, the banker, he takes it back of the counter, and he counts it all out. One for you, and one for me, and one for you. And he says, well, you have $300. You're going to be pretty upset. Well, no, I gave you $500. No. You only gave me $300. Let's be open-minded here. My time's worth money. Let's go one step further. Let's go down to the pharmacy. And you take him a prescription. And instead of giving you what you should have to get well, he gives you a mixture of pills. By night, you're climbing off the walls, and you're screaming at your wife. And you're wondering, what's going on? Well, he's only being open-minded. You wouldn't care about that. No, you see, you want things to be correct. And so does God. There's no other way to get to heaven than through Jesus Christ. We know that. Now, there are millions of people that don't believe that you need him or anything to get to heaven because they don't believe there is a heaven. Matter of fact, they believe this is the life, and when this life is done and over, we're done. Oh, how foolish. The Bible says, a man that says there is no God is a fool. Because all you have to do is go out your doors in the evening and look at the sky and the heavens and look at the handiwork that is displayed. And in reality, you know that they just didn't appear by chance. No, when God says, thou shalt not murder, he means thou shalt not murder. When he says thou shalt have no other gods before me, we read them all this morning. He meant it. But what we need men and women of God who are willing to stand up, pick up their cross, and stand up for the things which are right. Moral. Where are the Luthers? Where are the Wesleys? Where are the Moody's of this day? Where are the soldiers of the cross? Churches throughout America sing onward Christian soldiers. But I'll tell you one thing, when they take the first pot shot at a Christian, they duck and say, they're not looking at me, are they? Well, there was a church in Revelation, Pergamos. And Jesus said, I know your works. You're living in a city that allows everything. As a matter of fact, it was the temple of Zeus, the great god of all gods. And the church was saying, okay, all right, well, that's all right. We're living in the midst of